Hey, welcome back to Two Super Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Vinny. And today we're going to talk about Michael Burry, the patron saint of modern value investing, and what he has to say about the market right now, whether or not he thinks we're in like a little bit of a false market rally, if this is a fool's rally trying to catch value investors and all the retail investors in this trap. We're going to take a peek at it.
Yeah. If you like this kind of entertaining stock market content where it's two super guys trying to figure everything out, give us a like and subscribe, and we'll get started.
Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks.
I just want to take a moment to say thank you for all the kind words, subscribers and supporters and comments. We really do appreciate it. There's a lot of channels out there that are all about hype and then they do much better. We're trying to just be like two real dudes about this whole thing, and it definitely hurts our growth a little bit. But so we appreciate what we do get.
Yeah.
Michael Burry here, the patron saint of modern value investing, if you will. The hero of the 2008 financial crash. So, right, if there could be a hero. Basically, this tweet just came out, and he's talking about all these false and doomed rallies that had taken place in previous kind of market cycle collapses. And the way I interpret this is that he's basically saying that this market rally that we've experienced last week, where S&P posted its first positive week in, I think, like 12 weeks or something ridiculous like that, it is another false breakout rally, and that we're actually still headed for a downward trend. And he's saying, don't buy the dip. That's how I interpret this. I don't know about you.
Yeah, for sure. So I would not buy the dip. I'm going to show you the chart real quick. When we looked at kind of what happened on Friday, let me get my arrow here. So we gapped up a decent amount. We went from 378, opened at 381. That's already a decent move. You're up 3 points. And then we just continued to go up with little to no hesitation to 390. The thing about this is when you have a gap up and then a full bull bar like this, you want way more volume, like way more. This is almost just the normal average volume instead of trying to break a trend. Then you look at all these big red bars that are happening. It's not very convincing. I'm going to go back to you here.
So more so than actual like bullishness, it was a lack of sellers that really was causing this, is kind of the way you would interpret that based upon the volume of the transaction.
Yeah, there's also it was Friday, which a lot of big hedge funds and stuff, they're not even trading sometimes towards the end of the day after the first kind of hour. I think that this is more of just a little bit of a trap. People are going to buy the dip and then be like, all right, we're going higher. And then the biggest mistake they'll make is it'll go lower and then they'll sell. Not ideal.
Yeah. So this is kind of a couple trend lines I drew here on like Yahoo Finance app. I am not the chartist, but like generally it still looks like we're in a downward trend and we have yet to break out of this pattern. Yeah, not the cleanest mark here, where there was a fair amount of time we spent outside of this channel at this particular point in time back here at the end of March, beginning of April, but still looks like overall pretty downward trend, and like I said, we had yet to break out of it. Now, this is another kind of sign that you look for like bottoming, at least in my opinion, is there's still so much bullishness, although people are a little bit more tempered, I guess, in what they say, despite the fact that Bitcoin is down like 70% from its all-time high. People are still like bullish about the long-term prospects of these cryptocurrencies and NFTs and a lot of these really speculative things. You still see the AMC ape gang still strong on Wall Street Bets on occasion. So I think people haven't quite hit that absolute like nidus depression yet. That's what you need to have truly all the selling pressure out of the market, and I don't think you've seen that, and that's what he's trying to call out here.
I don't think all crypto will die ever. I think maybe 90% of it will, but honestly, I don't think Ethereum and Bitcoin are going anywhere.
Yeah,
I think those will be here.
Freakonomics is a kind of economics-based podcast, and they just started a 3-part series on cryptocurrency. The first episode was published this past week. I listened to it. Actually, it gave me a little bit more insight and long-term optimism as far as like the utilization. And as they say, calling it cryptocurrency was one of the largest mistakes, that it shouldn't have been called that, and then that would be much more akin to what it can be used for, put it that way. Maybe we'll do a video about that, summarizing their 3-hour series at some point in time.
Nice.
The same thing he talked about Bitcoin in particular, how there's supposed to be this non-correlated recession-proof asset, and how it's just kind of perfectly tracked along with the Nasdaq 100. Yeah,
Definitely not recession-proof. I don't know who said that.
yeah, no, not at all. I mean, if anything, it just
Nothing's
shows you that
recession-proof.
it does lend it a air of credibility, though, to me, to a degree, where it's tracking with like a group of stocks that are considered to be like the next generation thing. So it does have some stability or some place in the market, if you will, based upon this. I think that's kind of an interesting thought.
I do agree. I've not been a crypto guy at all. Like I said, though, I don't think Ethereum and Bitcoin, I think that they have been well established. I don't think they're going anywhere. I do think like Luna 2.0 probably shouldn't be a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like that stuff is not good. Save the kids coin. Great.
Oh, God, don't even get me started on that one. This is another one from very recently, too, a couple days ago. And it's a little cryptic, right? In 2022, what brings a Christmas in July? Answer: a disinflationary overstock consumer recession at Christmas. So I think what he's really hinting at here is all this, kind of quarterly reports that came out from Target and Walmart, where they talked about high levels of inventory. Amazon's got their Prime Day special coming up here. I think there's signs that you may see some inflationary pressure because of all the built up, kind of merchandise and that these retailers are going to have to sell at a reduced price, which is great for anyone that loves bargain hunting, because makes me a little excited.
Yeah. Yes. I wonder if this has anything to do with, they were saying that there's going to be another 0.75 increase in July as well.
Yeah. So an interesting thing about how far we have to go, that's kind of, this is just something I had read, and I'm not sure I fully understand what they're trying to get at here, but they were talking about how typically to break inflation, you have to take the Fed funds rate above the inflationary rate, the CPI.
Yeah.
And currently, most recent CPI number was 8.6%, and the Fed funds rate is still only like 1.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about significant room to go, and your mortgages right now like 6.2%. So you're talking about mortgage rates getting up to like the high teens before this thing would actually break, which I don't know if it's going to take that much effort, but maybe I'm just being optimistic. But
I believe the 2023 prediction was 3.8.
3.8?
Yeah.
I think they're targeting around 3% by like the end of the year.
Yeah.
This year, so they still have another 1.5% to go to get there. Like I think it was 3.2 or something like that was their actual like bang on the middle number. But yeah, I don't know if that is indeed true. They're going to see inflation continue to run for a while, but you're starting to see, like I said, this disinflationary pressure coming from all the built up inventory at some of these large retailers, and that's what he's hinting at, I think, with this tweet.
Right.
So that's it.
I think you got one more slide.
No, that was it. That one was just me editing a picture. Sometimes you have to do that. It was just funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was looking at the presentation on this side here, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. That's exactly what I was trying to get at, though. Is that I wouldn't quite buy the dip yet. I still am really hoping. I think it was Tyler mentioned in one of the YouTube comments. He's like, man, he goes, every night I pray for Google stock to drop, and I'm like, yeah, that might be something worth praying for. It's like I really would love to buy it.
I really want to get Google at 1800, but it's taking too long. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Have a good one.
Yep. See ya.